Hey, welcome everybody. We are on Southside First, a Chalagas podcast, helping small businesses kind of floor it, step up to the next level. Lots of information about small business resources. And then our guests share their wisdom about their small businesses. And so that's what you're here for today.
Oh, so I'm going to share my wisdom.
And this is Sandra Gonzalez.
Yes, I am Sandra Gonzalez. I am an insurance agent, have been an insurance agent for over 25 years now. I deal with a lot of property and casualty, which is your home, auto, personal lines, and I also deal with commercial lines.
Okay.
So I help people when they start up their new businesses. I help them get insured for that.
Right.
So it's just a lot of fun meeting new people when they start their businesses. They're like, okay, well, what do I need, right? And so it just really depends on what it is, what type of business they have, what they need. If they're going to need a general liability or a business owner's policy, or, there's all kinds of different policies. So it just depends on specifically their trade and what they're wanting to insure. Because sometimes, they don't want to insure a building because they're working out of their home. So they have that insured out of their house with, their homeowner's insurance. So they want to insure their business. So then we give them a general liability policy, and that helps them insure their business. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, right?
So hopefully they come to you as they're starting up and not after something bad happens?
Usually that is the case. I've had some people ask me, can you insure my car? I just crashed it. I'm like, sorry.
Oops.
No can do. After it's been done, you're pretty much out of luck. So before that happens to you, make sure that you have the proper insurance, because the worst thing that can happen is you say, oh, I'll get to it, and then you never got to it.
Well, that's called Murphy's Law.
Yes, and then it's funny how you say that, because that has always been the case. I'll talk to somebody and I'll say, hey, you need to get XYZ for your insurance for whatever, right? And then they come back and they go, man, you just spoke that into existence. I just had an accident. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Can they still be insured after that?
Well, they can be insured, but not with that vehicle. Oh. That vehicle is, if they can fix it, they'll have to fix it on their own. I can't do anything for that accident. I can definitely insure them with a new vehicle, or whatever, a new house or whatever the heck it might be. But unfortunately, you can't insure it after it's been wrecked.
Well, it's not just the accidents. I mean, that's the good part, right? That's the easy stuff. It's the lawsuits, potentially.
Yeah, sometimes you can have lawsuits depending on, what kind of damages you cause. Because you can cause, of course, property damage, right? Which is the vehicle, the street sign, the,
personal injury. So it's a lot, the business insurance is the same to some degree as personal insurance. So we all understand that, right? Cover the car, cover somebody else's car, cover if you hurt somebody, that kind of a thing. Is there any law about business insurance for Texas? So what the minimum is that you have to have?
No, you don't have to have
that's the
insurance.
Scary part,
yeah,
right?
You don't really have to have insurance. So there is a lot of people out there that are working and doing work without being insured. So you have to really be careful about that,
So I can imagine small business owners might be saying, well, I got so many expenses, I can't afford it.
Yeah, and I hear that all the time
what do you
too.
say?
But I say, well, can you how if something were to happen where you lose your business, would you be able to start it up again on your own? Without any help.
Well, plus if they're not an LLC, they're not protected. So
that's definitely a whole other page in the book, right?
Right.
If you first, you have to make a business name, have a business name, and have an LLC, because that's a limited liability corporation.
So for those who are new,
if you don't have that,
excuse me. For those who are new, the idea is you have an LLC, so if somebody's going to sue you because you ran over their toes, they can sue the company, the LLC, but they can't touch your personal assets.
Correct. Correct. So yeah, you want to make sure that you have at least that, because if you don't have that, then they could go. They're going to come after you, your own personal assets.
Right. Okay. So that would be a good thing. Not hard to do. Of course, we have our UTSA consultants who can help people do that. I actually did file that with the Secretary of State from scratch. and magically it actually worked, and I had an LLC literally like in 2 days. So I must have filled out the form correctly. So it's really not that hard to do. It does cost you $300 to file. But if you then are a veteran-owned business and you get certified, they give you your $300 back. So that's a different show. But anyway,
that's a different story.
No excuse for not getting an LLC if you need one, because we have the counselors and the advisors who can help you for free. So, so tell me a good news story where somebody had got insurance and ended up needing it because something happened.
Well,
oh, wait, how many years have you been in this business?
25.
Wow. Okay, so you've probably seen a lot.
I have seen a lot. You know what I have seen a lot of is I also do life insurance, right?
Oh.
And that is very heart-wrenching because you don't know when you're going to pass away, right? And you don't buy life insurance for yourself. You buy life insurance to take care of the people that you love, so that in the event or when you pass, because we're all passing, and that's 100% for sure. When we pass, we can leave something to them so that they won't be having to move out of the house that you two were paying for. You know, because a lot of times nowadays we have people that depend on each other to take care of the mortgage. It's a 2-income household, regardless of where you're at. You know, the economy and everything. We do need 2 household incomes in order to make ends meet.
But not just to cover the household,
to cover everything.
But if this person was the primary business owner and they just didn't put the partner or the spouse or whatever in it, this person passes away, this person needs to be able to ideally take over the business and keep running it. So that's a whole other different.
Yes, there's a whole lot of different things.
The business insurance has life insurance built in?
No.
Okay.
No.
So you need life insurance.
I was talking about life insurance. That's why I said I also sell life insurance as well.
No, that's important.
But yes, in order to keep your business going, especially if you have like business partners, right?
Yes,
you have 3 or 4 business partners. You have to decide, you know, if somebody passes away, what's going to happen to that part or that percentage that person owns?
It should be in writing.
It should be in writing for sure. And also, you should have life insurance on all those partners, so that if you don't have it in writing, that, you know, of course, if something happens to that person, there's going to be family that are going to want to take over that, right?
Right.
So what do you have in place to protect you from not having to work with those people that you don't like? Maybe you don't like that.
Right. Maybe they don't know anything about the business.
Maybe they know nothing about the business. Maybe they just want to sell the business to somebody else. So what do? You have life insurance in place so that you can buy them out.
Oh, so if you and I are in a partnership, I have life insurance on you? If you're the one that...
Yes, we have life insurance on each other.
By aliens.
Yes, we have life insurance on each other.
Okay.
That
makes sense.
So if I pass away, I get the money, and then you can buy out my family, or vice versa. So you have to have insurance on everybody.
No, that makes sense. That protects the company.
Yes, it protects the company, because what if you don't like my significant other that wants my part of the family? I mean, my part of the business, right?
Right. They have a whole different idea of what the business should be.
Exactly, or how it should be run, or whatever. So yeah, that's another story.
It's probably pretty common, I would suspect.
It is, but what I was talking about life insurance in the personal business, in the personal aspect, is a lot of times people think it's really expensive to get life insurance, and it is not so. You can get life insurance to protect your loved ones for $20.
Really?
You know,
a month?
It's not going to be a lot,
right?
But it's going to be enough
Something
to take care of your final expenses, right? If that's all you can afford.
Right.
You can call me and get a quote. My number is 210-825-0218, and I can definitely help you with that. But I mean, just having those final expenses. Us as a Hispanic, me talking about myself. Hispanic people don't think about that all the time. And what I have seen hundreds of times is they're going to do a plate sale after the fact because their loved one died, and now they have to raise money to take care of the final expenses. They can't even bury the person.
But that's a cultural thing?
It is.
I thought that was just a human thing.
No, it's a cultural thing. It's
that's
a cultural thing.
I won't deep dive into that. That's just curious. But anyway, okay. Wow.
But, they put it off and put it off, and sometimes if you put it off too long, then you get sick and you can't
Can't
get
be
insurance.
insured, or the older you get, the more it
And
costs.
yes, another thing that I have found is I do employee benefits too. I used to do employee benefits for companies. They would hire me and say, "Hey, Sandra, come here.
Yeah.
Here's the benefits. Go explain them to my employees." So
Yeah.
I did that for a while.
Yeah.
And so what I found was that a lot of the times the companies will provide life insurance for their employees,
Okay.
but it's life insurance for their employees only while they're working there.
Yes.
So if that person decides that they want to leave or they retire, they have no life insurance. What happens then? You retire at age 65. If you are insurable, if you're not sick and you don't have all these things,
Right.
a lot of times at that age it's very expensive to be insured.
Right.
So another tip is make sure that you get your life insurance while you're young.
What's the cutoff age where all of a sudden they start going, yeah, the price is going up?
Well, the price goes up every single year.
Oh.
Every year. You know it. The older you get, the more expensive it gets. It just keeps going up more. So
what about with COVID? Did that change the life insurance rates after COVID
No,
happened?
it did not.
Everything stayed the same?
I mean, rates vary by company, you know.
Okay.
It just varies by company and loss ratios and all kinds of, that's a whole other issue there. But I mean, we did see a lot of deaths with COVID. We did see a lot of claims with COVID. But, you know,
But the rates didn't go up with those companies that you work with? They just stayed.
No, they
Well,
stayed
that's good.
pretty good, pretty steady. Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, you just have to remember that, you know, it is not a luxury to have life insurance. It's definitely
That's
a necessity.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And you have to plan to pay for that, right?
So, okay, so let's say I own a business and I use my personal car for my business to get me from point A to point B to meetings or whatever. I don't have a logo on it, a magnetic sign. I hit somebody and they want to sue me.
They can sue you personally.
But they can't sue my company. I mean, they don't know that I'm on business, but what if I say, hey, you know, I'm late for my whatever.
Yeah.
Can they sue your business too?
Well,
It's not marked as a business vehicle, or it's not insured as a business vehicle?
if you're not conducting business in your vehicle, you're just going from point A to point B. It doesn't necessarily have to be a commercial vehicle because you're just going to different appointments.
Okay,
right?
It's just transportation versus having a truck. If you're in pest control, the truck has the rig mounted on there, and you got to have your license on the side.
Or if you're a realtor and you are taking clients with you, then that would be a commercial.
Okay, you put them in your car. Now it's a business vehicle.
Yes.
Even if you have it insured as personal.
Now it's a business vehicle.
So you should have it insured.
As
so
a business.
if you're taking people as part of your business around, then technically that's a business vehicle and it
Yes.
should be insured.
As a
So
business vehicle.
so we got life insurance, and then we got business insurance.
General liability policies.
General liability, does
we
that
have
cover
business.
the car
No,
and the business?
nope, they're all different.
That
they're all
covers
different.
I have a stand-up business, somebody walks in, trips and falls and breaks their arm.
Mm-hmm.
That's general liability.
That's going to be covered under your business owner's policy, yes.
Okay. Is that expensive? Depending?
It depends on the
type of
depends on the
business.
trade.
Okay.
Well, you know what it is. It depends. Like if you have a restaurant, you have a restaurant owner.
Convenience store, bar,
Convenience stores,
probably
bars.
a little
They're
more,
all different. They're all different rates
a little more higher.
depending on what kind of business you're transacting, right?
Okay.
So if you're in a bar, it's going to be more expensive than if you're running, say, a
Hair salon.
hair
spot.
salon or a spa.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because in a bar, you're going to be serving alcohol.
Right.
It's going to be, you know, people can get rowdier and, you know,
Right.
just different things.
Okay.
So, yes, that's going to be more expensive.
Which is something
Also, if you
that-
have to deal with children, like if you have a daycare, that's going to be more expensive because there's a lot of different risks involved there.
certainly something you might want to take into consideration when you're forming a business, right? I mean, it's not going to be super outlandish,
No.
but it's something you need to consider, right?
Yeah, for sure. That needs to be part of your budget. That
So,
needs to be part of your startup cost. How much you're going to pay for
and
insurance?
it's a non-negotiable. It should be part of the bottom line that you have to have, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, construction company,
Construction companies
workers,
have
things like that.
Yes, they
more
should have.
dangerous.
They should have insurance. A lot of times they don't,
Really?
but they should.
Wow.
You know,
That's scary.
there's a lot of people that are laborers that, you know, construction workers that they just say, oh yeah, I know how to build whatever, and they really have no idea. I have seen
Sorry. Yeah.
somebody frame a house
I'm laughing because I have experience with some of this.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
it just goes.
And they said, "Well, I told you I was a plumber."
But
Oh
it's
my
true. I
God.
mean, you don't know, and
It's
if
because they have the skill set to do it. Doesn't mean they're qualified, right? Okay.
and they don't have the skill
Or you
set to
pay
do it.
them and then
Obviously,
you never see them again.
that happens a lot.
Yeah,
that happens a lot.
Unfortunately,
That happens a lot.
Right.
So you got to be careful. You got to get your referrals. Know somebody that.
Well, that's a good idea. Get referrals. Don't
Get-
just. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, get,
So, okay,
you know,
you get-
somebody that has worked with that person. That person has done really good work for them. They're accountable. They didn't take off with their money. If they did that to
And check the BBB and Angie's list, right?
yes, exactly.
Okay. And then, so you got, okay, so I've got a hair salon, let's say. And so I've got insurance for that. And that's called what?
The business owner's policy.
Business owner's policy.
Yeah, that's
just
gonna cover
for somebody trips and falls.
and yes.
Okay. What if I
And the building.
What if I am cutting somebody's hair and I actually stab them and I hurt them?
That yeah.
Does that cover that?
Yeah, that would be yes.
Personally,
if it was an accident, yes.
Okay, so let's say I use my car for this business for whatever reason because I'm transporting people. So then you have to have a separate auto policy on
Yes,
top of that.
yes.
Is there anything else that's needed? Like I got an umbrella policy personally, but it covered things like social media.
You have an excess liability policy for when your policies have paid up to their limit and you still have additional that needs to be paid. It's like an umbrella, but it's called an excess liability.
Okay.
For businesses, you have that as well.
And so what does that cover?
Anything above and beyond.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, is like an umbrella policy.
So I mean, something like social media scandals.
Well, there's
some
different
crazy thing like
there's
that?
different endorsements, and then now they've come up with all kinds of new policies. You have the policy. I was just reading cyber. Oh my God, I can't. I haven't even sold one of those. But
our high tech society.
It's a cyber. Yeah.
Protect you in case your AI takes off and
exactly.
starts doing your marketing campaign.
Exactly.
But that's coming probably. But yeah, so I mean, there's something about social media and it protects you with that, and then of course, legal fees. Are legal fees covered if you get sued?
They can be if you have that endorsement on there.
Because it's not like you have a bunch of money sitting aside to pay a lawyer, because that can get pricey.
That can be very, very pricey very quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the moral of this story is get well insured.
Yes, you
Call
need to have,
Sandra
you need to have your
Gonzalez.
insurance. Yes, and not just your business insurance, but your personal insurance as well.
Life insurance.
Life insurance, house insurance. Oh my gosh, you don't know how many times people just for whatever reason forget to pay their insurance and then something happens. I had a client of mine that their house burnt down. Not completely burnt to the ground.
Enough.
But it was burnt enough to where they couldn't live in it anymore.
Well, because people don't realize that smoke damage ruins all of the house. The water damage ruins the rest of it that wasn't burnt down.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much a loss.
And so they had to move out of their house, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to pay for the repairs because they don't have money, and their homeowners insurance was canceled because they had a lot of stuff in the backyard, and insurance companies don't like it when you have stuff just laying around. Because it's
People
dangerous.
Can steal it, or somebody's gonna get hurt.
because it's debris that can catch on fire and can cause damage to the house.
Yeah.
So if you have like branches that are over the house, they want those cut. If they're on the roof and they're rubbing the roof, why?
Right.
Because it's going to damage the roof.
And squirrels are going to get in and chew up the wires. And
All kinds of stuff. So very important to keep up to date with your policies because you never know when something's going to happen.
Murphy's Law, right? Okay, so you offer all of it, so that's good. So there's your phone number, 210-825-0218.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's just in Texas? Your license just in Texas?
Just in Texas.
Okay. And then what about online? What's your website or Facebook page?
It is ams-ins.com.
ams-ins.com. And on Facebook?
I don't even know what my Facebook page is.
Oh, okay.
But you can look me up as Sandra Gonzalez.
Sandra Gonzalez, yeah.
Yes.
You're easy to find. Okay.
I am easy to find. You'll
Just
see my
reach out
picture, my mugshot.
With their curly hair.
With my curly hair, yeah, you can't
Okay.
miss that.
So I don't want to be remiss. We got to thank our wonderful sponsors, Women Unlimited. Now we are actually here at 8721 Botts Lane, which actually is
At Evolve Med Group.
Evolve
and at
Med Group.
Women Unlimited
Women
headquarters.
Unlimited headquarters. So Evolve Med Group, and we're going to have Madi on, her sister Madi, and she's going to talk to us about the Evolve Medical Salon being a
She's
business
actually
owner.
not here today.
Well, no, not here today.
Oh,
But
okay.
I haven't booked her yet, but she's coming
I was
on.
like-
She's the other half of all of this, and there's quite a few things you ladies have going on. So.
Oh, we do all kinds
I
of
know.
fun stuff in the med spa. All
So we
kinds
just
of-
narrowed it down to insurance today, but they
Yes.
got a lot of stuff going on.
But
so.
the med spa is the fun part,
yes,
right?
yes, that's going to be a great show.
That's going to be amazing.
So Women Unlimited, look them up at womenunlimitedsa.com or on social media at Women Unlimited SA. It's a great networking group for women. They've got all kinds of stuff going on here. The parking lot was packed. I couldn't find a place to park
Yeah, today is very packed because we have people out here. They're doing the
workshop.
networking, and we're doing a workshop for small businesses.
Yes.
So it's really, really awesome. Lots of great information, lots of resources. We have Ms. Lucy Adame Clark is here.
Yeah, she was here earlier for the show.
For the show, exactly. So we have all kinds of stuff going on here, and we do all the time. So if you're interested in being part of the Women Unlimited workspace, I could definitely help you with that. Call me at 210-825-0218, and I can sign you up to be part of that workspace because, you know,
It's a great deal. It's a fantastic deal.
Fantastic. $50 a month. You're able to use that big room to have your little meetings or
Big meetings. It's a big room.
Yeah, we can sit up to like 80 people in there.
Yes. that's
But
huge.
you know, if you want to have a workshop, if you want to have just we're having all kinds of fun classes. Did you hear about the one that we were having with Miss Melissa Crook? We did the wood circles like this.
Yeah, the wood laser carving thing.
The wood laser
Oh, no, I didn't
3D
hear about
signs. We're having another one coming
Oh,
out.
cool.
But I just did one. I've done two. I did one that said welcome.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
and put it on my front
I've seen him
door.
hanging up though.
Mhm. And then the one I just did last week was for one for Easter. It says He is risen.
Oh, well,
And it
cool.
has a cross. It's really pretty. I'll have to show you.
Wow.
But you pick the one that you want so that she can have it ready for you. And you basically, what you do is you paint it and glue it together, put a ribbon on it, and then you get to take it home with
Are
you.
they serving wine?
We are in ours, in our event. Yes, Marty and I are
It
planning
sounds like
one
that.
for
In the evening?
yes, in the evening,
That works.
and we're gonna invite people to come and join that.
That
But
works.
that'll be fun.
So there's a lot going on here, basically. So check it out. But also, our guest next week is going to be James Cox, and he's the owner. I'm holding this up like you can read all of it. He's the owner of. Sorry.
He's a cool guy. I like him.
210 Tactical Advantage, Firearms and Defense Tactics Training, and I think not this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday, he's going to be on the south side of town, so check out his Facebook page at 210 Tactical Advantage for the south side of town. Very affordable, $10 for a 2-hour workshop for self-defense. And then the next Saturday, he's going to be here, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so he will be here at Women Unlimited. $10 for the workshop for 2 hours. He's going to be going over all kinds of, home safety, physical safety, out of town safety, online
Yeah,
safety.
he was
just
talking.
everything.
I was talking to him, and he was saying how you have to be aware of your surroundings and what the tips that he's gonna give us
Yes.
to do that, because a lot of people they're walking around like this, and you're like,
And your earpods in.
yeah,
And then you wonder why you get mugged. Right?
and then yeah, exactly, and
Especially
then
nowadays, you got to pay attention to that
you
stuff.
have to
Unfortunately,
really pay attention because people are out there ready to just get you.
you just got to have pepper spray and brass knuckles in your purse.
Something.
At least.
Anything.
I got that covered.
You have brass
Anyway,
knuckles?
Well, it's kind of a, yeah. It looks
She
like
has her own
It looks like a
knuckles.
little innocent kitty cat keychain, but it pokes people's eyes out. Okay, so with that, go to www.southsidefirst.org and check out our website, the resources page. There's a lot of local, state, and federal resources there. If we put it out there, it's because it's free. If anything, there's too much out there. There's a lot of overlap, but if you're looking for something, if it's not out there, let us know at info@southsidefirst.org. for email, and then we will add it. But we are always adding stuff to that each week. So
That's nice.
yeah, so it's a
Yeah,
great
they have
one-stop,
lots of great resources.
one-stop resource center for everybody. So with that, I think we're good to go.
We're done. Thank you guys for listening. If you need to get a hold of me, my number is 210-825-0218. Text me. I'm in the building most of the time, walk around doing something or other because I wear many hats in this building. So if I don't answer my phone, just text me and I will call you back and get you taken care of.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you.